by the vacuum cleaner. Otherwise, you're right, it would be a hair floating in the air could get into your eye, and that would be annoying. Over. Yes, certainly. I flew here with the Russian Federation on a Soyuz rocket, and the Russians have several decades of experience of flying to space, and they have rituals and traditions and superstitions for everything. So everything is very well rehearsed, and we follow their traditions. Over. Yes, we can easily see the stars from here. Even during the day, we can see the stars. That's what's a bit strange. Even when the sun is up, the sky is still black, and you can see the stars. So my favorite constellation, myself, is the Big Dipper, because it leads to the North Star, and the North Star is the way that you can orient yourself. Over. Thankfully, there's never been anything very, very bad happening, but we've had all sorts of malfunctions. Problems with the power system, or a leak of the water system inside. Or, for example, we've had issues with a lot of equipment breaking, life support equipment breaking, maybe the carbon dioxide system, one of them breaking. So, never had, touch wood, anything major, but we're always very careful. Over. No, your ears are very stable because the pressure inside the space station is very, very stable. It's kept almost constant to the normal atmospheric pressure. If you do feel your ears pop, that means there's a change in pressure, and that's bad. Maybe that's a sign that there's a leak. Over. So that's a good example. So when you are on Earth standing up, the gravity force pulls the blood towards your feet. So your entire vascular system is organized to pump harder towards the head, because it's more hard to bring the blood up to the head. Once you reach zero gravity in space, initially you get a very big red puffy head and thin white feet, because that bias is still there. But after a few weeks, your body gets used to this and removes that effect, and you are normal again. When you come back to Earth, though, you have to relearn to pump harder towards your head. So initially you have big red feet and a very pale face, and sometimes you can faint when you come back to Earth. But after a few weeks, that reverts and you're normal again. Over. It does happen sometimes in my home country of Canada, and especially in my hometown of Montreal, but not too much. I'm glad it stays like that, so I can walk around the streets with my family and mind my own business. Over. Yes, every cargo mission brings a special gift. Normally it's the astronaut's family or friends that put surprises in there, but we can also request, for example, special food, maybe fresh food, or special clothing or something like that. Over. Great question. It's actually very simple. So every crew flies to a space station on their own Soyuz rocket, and that Soyuz capsule stays parked attached to the space station throughout their mission, and they return to Earth in that rocket. So if there's a problem and you have to escape in an emergency, your Soyuz is your lifeboat. Over. For me, it's seeing our beautiful planet, seeing how beautiful and fragile it is, and it really makes me feel responsible for our planet. Also, seeing that there's no borders from space makes you realize that humans are all one species, and we must work together towards a better future. Over. So inside ISS, very stable, about 20 degrees, very, very stable, just normal temperature, that's controlled. Outside is a different matter. Outside the ISS, when we're in daylight, it can be several hundreds of degrees. And when we're in the dark, when the shadow of the Earth, it can be negative several hundred degrees. But thankfully, the cooling system is very well made, and the temperature inside doesn't change too much. Over. Yes, there is Wi-Fi on the space station. It's not super fast. It's a bit like maybe your parents will remember in the beginning of the internet. And sometimes it stops because it has to go through satellites, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We can use email like that. Over. Well, we have a module where we accumulate our trash, and every time a cargo mission is finished, the cargo spacecraft, which came up with all sorts of useful things like food and experiments and all that, that becomes a dumpster, and we put our garbage in the cargo vehicles, and that goes back to Earth, burning through the atmosphere. Over. We work on hundreds of experiments at every given time. Myself, because I'm a doctor, I particularly like all the experiments that have to do with medicine and the human body, and we're making huge progress. It's really, really interesting, everything we discover every day on board the ISS about the human body, where we adapt to space, and also all sorts of ways to help the medicine on Earth. Over. Thankfully, no, that's never happened to me, but I suppose if someone was a little bit claustrophobic, that could happen to you, because you can never go out. But for our crew, no, we're very lucky. Everybody feels very happy. Over. Whisker 9 Delta Whisker Juliet. This is November Alpha 1 Sierra Sierra. Over and out. Thank you from the ISS.